amitié de plus de 10 ans. Crapote ta chicha entouré de tes bebeux. Capote sans chichi, gros U quand le. Tu veux mon bien, y'a pas de sous ça et je veux pas mon bien. Trop souvent sous sky, j'ai fait du mal à petit cœur fragile. Je suis très calme et quand je parle j'agis en fer.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Leddy. Yo, welcome to So Serious Gaming. And I know, man, why are we looking at this and not a gameplay, right? What even is this? Well, those of you who follow the Division's Twitter page, you may have seen over the last few days we've been getting quite a bit of information thrown at us. Now, some of the information, they were changing this banner with coordinates. Most of the coordinates were linking to some of the missions. You had, I'm trying to think now, you had the Napalm production, you had, I think, was there Lexington in there? Was it Lexington? I'm not sure, but you had a couple of different ones. And then yesterday, I believe it was, they changed the image again, and the last two coordinates they gave, because I missed the previous ones, I just had to take what people had said for those different coordinates, but the last two they put up, I actually managed to catch them. And the first coordinate takes you to Lincoln Tunnel. Now, when I actually tracked, like, you know, walking around and found my way to it, I got as close as possible as I could to those exact coordinates. And the coordinates are actually the boss location for the Lincoln Tunnel mission, like where you fight the boss and he's on the truck. That is the location of the coordinates, is where that truck is. So does that mean that there's some clues within the missions at those specific coordinates? Who knows? The reason I say is there clues at those specific positions within the mission itself is because the second coordinate takes you to General Assembly. And the coordinates were, I don't think that was the exact numbers, but I put a marker as close as I could get it because it kept like skipping one or two either way. But it was basically, when I got close enough, you go through the entrance here, you run up, and you know, you have to fight the LMB, not the LM, yeah, the LMB, and you know, you come up to the gates, you fight all the LMB, and then the JTF officer like breaks the gate open. That's as far as I could get. The coordinates are actually within the building that you're next to at that fight. I can't physically get in there without going into the mission, and I didn't have time, unfortunately, to go and do the research for that because I was due to live stream and I was like delaying the stream slightly so that I could do this little bit of research first. But I do think with these locations being, with these coordinates being right in the middle of missions, there's something within those missions that could have clues or something. So if any of you guys have been in the missions and you have looked for these specific coordinates within those missions and you found something, please drop your comments below and let me know, man, because I would love to know. I'm going to be doing it myself. I'm going to be looking within these two missions to see if I can find something. But if anybody's done it already, please let me know, man. If you found something, that would be amazing. Because I will be following this up because there's more information to come, and I'll get to that in a little bit. So, aside from that, what else were they doing? Well, this image was changing. Every day they had a different image on there. They had like the Rikers symbol, they had the LMB logo, they had the Cleaners logo, Rioters, you know, they had all the different logos for the different factions within that. The moment that this last tweet went out, this header went back to normal, this went back to normal, and yeah, I think in a couple of days time we're going to be getting more information, but again, we'll come back to that. Like, let's start right at the beginning. So the very first tweet, we've been busy, preoccupied with our own affairs, and then the image that comes up is Midtown Music. You got the LMB fighting the Cleaners, you know, the junction, right? I call it the, you know, the Devil's Junction, because it is literally hell on that junction. Like, you're getting burnt up by Cleaners while LMB shotgunners are trying to snipe you from a mile away, and yeah, it's a sucky ass junction, man. What does it mean? I'm not entirely sure, but with this image and some things further up, I do think we're getting something coming to the Dark Zone. I know we're getting some huge changes to PvP in general, but you know, there's not much information on that yet, but I'll get to you. I'll come to all that in a moment. Then the following day, after that, I mean, that was the only tweet that went out on August 25th. The following day, August 26th, is when it sort of started to pick up a little bit. So we had this tweet. We had to scurry like rats to grab what we could while we could. And then that was followed by this. We were outgunned, the embodiment of loosely organised chaos. These two tweets are relating, in my opinion, to rioters. And again, when you look at the picture, you know, they look like rioters. And then this image, it's time to show the SHD who really runs New York. We do. And then you have Rikers in a police station killing coppers, stealing weaponry and all that kind of stuff. Again, there's not much to really take from the image itself. Not that I can tell anyway, I don't think there is. This is where it starts to get extremely interesting though. Now you take into account these. You know, these are a kind of, you know, they're kind of sinister in a way. But then when you start to get to these tweets coming up, it all starts to fit together a little bit. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. There is plenty to go around. It's the SHD keeping us from success. Now, those two tweets right there, 100% linked together. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So if you're a cleaner, your enemy being the SHD, the division agents, who's their enemy? Who's our enemy? Cleaners, LMB, Rikers, and rioters, right? 4 factions. So the enemy of my enemy is my friends. So for the cleaners, the enemy of his enemies are Rikers, LMB, and rioters, and so on and so on. So 100% we are going to be having all the different factions teaming up to take us on. I think that's what we've got to deal with now, guys. Then we have this tweet. This is our city, we have to cleanse it to claim it. And it's the classic cleaners image we've all seen a whole bunch of times. I don't really know what it means. If anybody takes anything from that, managed to figure something out, please let me know again in the comments below. With any of this, guys, if you figured something out, if you've had chance to go in the missions and find something, anything that you've maybe picked up that I've missed, you know, don't hesitate to tell me in the chat, because like I say, I want to follow this up. And you know, cause I'm actually enjoying this whole like information thing they're giving us and making us work for it. Now this to me is where it gets extremely interesting. They thought they saved what remains. Who's they? JTF. Saved what remains, right? That's my opinion. We remain. The we? Oh, we got LMB, we got a cleaner. We got an LMB and a cleaner dragging a JTF officer. We have a dead JTF officer on the floor here. We have a cleaner's truck over here. The interesting bit of this image, and I think this gives us something huge. This right here. Pier 89. Now, I did a little bit of research on this. Where was it now? It was over. It was here. My bad. I thought I'd opened it on a separate page for a second. Then that was stupid. So, as you can see on the map, this is where you start. This is little, you know, the Hudson camp, the hub, and this is like the first sort of mission area. You come in, then you've got Koreatown, Midtown Music. So this is quite clearly your dark zone. You've got Hell's Kitchen, which, you know, is your PvP area. I know you're thinking, well, where's Pier 89 coming to this? Well, this is, I forget the name of the park now, it's in the image here. DeWitt Clinton Park, that's correct. So these are Pier 89 and 90. There is actually no Pier 89 though, it's Pier 88 and Pier 90. It's like they go up in twos when you have Pier 83, so I don't really know how the pier system works. But you've got Pier 88, Pier 90, and if you look at the image, this is it Clement Park? Clinton Park, that's it. So this is Clinton Park, You've got Pier 89 and 90 over here, and then you've got 92, 94 here, which is sort of this region. You know, it resembles it. You know, they don't make the map perfect, they do it so it resembles it. But look, just to prove that this is where it's at, that's Clinton Park, 12th Avenue, 49th Street, 52nd Street, so on. And if we zoom in, we've got, you know, 49th Street, 52nd Street, 50th, 51st. And if you zoom in here, we've got 12th Avenue. So you can tell it's the same region, right? And then this is obviously Central Park. Now, Pier 89 doesn't exist, but on this image, when I went to this, Pier 89 is there. You've got Clinton Park there, and it's right there. So, you know, we're looking at kind of this region here. Now, if people remember going way back, and I'm talking like a year ago here, man, I'm talking, in fact, maybe even more than a year ago, somebody glitched outside of the map, and they went through this playable area, and they came across a aircraft carrier. And I'm sure people can remember this, getting excited, thinking, we've got an incursion coming for this aircraft carrier. So that was the aircraft carrier that they found. Now look at the detail on it. You know, it's got all the detail, it's got shading, it's got textures, it's got coloration, it's got all that stuff, and that aircraft carrier was actually accessible. The person that found it was able to get inside the aircraft carrier. It had ropes you could go up and down, it had loot boxes, it had ammo caches, it had a proper layout inside it. It was, you know, it was quite clearly designed to be played. It was meant to be gone through. Something was meant to be happening with this aircraft carrier. That much is, in my opinion, is 110% crystal clear. And the other reason as well, I'm thinking that what we might be getting is a map expansion. That's right, map expansion confirmed, is because the aircraft carrier was found around these piers. But look, the playable area ends here. So if all this is blocked off, how do we get all the way over here? And more importantly, you can't see the aircraft carrier from, you know, all here. You can't see it from here. You cannot see it whatsoever. So why does it need all that detail on it? All this is blocked off by like chain link fencing, wire fencing, you know, gates that can be opened and things like that. And when you look through, and I've used, like, you know, marksman rifles to look as far down as I can, everything is laid out. It's like everything's laid out intentionally. It's got detail, it's got textures, it looks finished. And then you have this aircraft carrier all the way over here that was clearly finished. It was designed for something. So the only way to access it is to open up a portion of the map. Now, why would they open up, just say, this one street so you can run down it, but then leave all this empty? So my assumption is, at the very minimum, bearing in mind we have this bit here, which is, I think, one of the incursions, but I think we could be getting at least this section. So if we take that line there, follow it all the way up along the side of West 58th Street, and then all the way, you know, around the piers, and it's going to come to this line, and it's going to open up from West 42nd Street all the way across to West 58th Street. It could be more, it could be less, I don't know. Some of the coordinates that people found as well were actually linking to Central Park. Now, I don't really know how to take that. Is that going to mean that we're going to get Central Park missions as well? I'm not sure. But with that image and that bit of a little bit of investigating and researching, I feel like map expansion confirmed, new incursion confirmed, the Central Park. What was the, why would we have coordinates linking to Central Park? Is that another mission? Could it be something else? Could we be getting a horde mode maybe? Could we get a different kind of PvE mode? It's like a horde mode, you know, we get different you know, the cleaners, LMB and Rikers come, and they all come in waves, and they get stronger and stronger as each wave comes, kind of thing. Who knows? But one thing I do know, and I'm pretty much willing to bet on it: map expansion inbound, new incursion inbound, new missions, I think highly likely as well. Possibly a new PvE mode. I think there's got to be something coming. We're going to be getting something we haven't seen yet in the Division. So yeah, hopefully we get some more information soon. And then the last two tweets: backup activated, system rebooted, tracking signal source unknown, extending search, ETA 48 hours. And then shortly after that, all this stopped. It went back to normal. It was like the codes didn't exist, the coordinates never existed, everything just went back to normal. And we haven't had any tweets since. So I think in 48 hours we're going to be getting more information. I think in 48 hours we're going to be getting more information relating to PvP. And I think we could be getting a couple of different things with PvP. I don't know why, but I think we could be looking at a PvP arena 4v4 mode. Why? I don't really know. I just feel like that's what we could be getting, because we've been asking for it for months and months and months. That could be it could be very possible. Could we be getting some new events within the DZ? You know, signal source, tracking signal source. Could this be that the different signal sources pop up within the Dark Zone, and it's down to the players to choose which one they want to go for, and it's it's maybe a fight between them and other agents for this signal source if it's there. It could be like you have, say, each DZ has a signal, and only one of these signals is the actual signal source, and it's kind of a case of whichever team gets to the correct one is the team that gets the prize, kind of thing. It could be anything. There could be a number of things. One thing I will say is I do not think we will get an expansion on the Dark Zone. The reason I say that, the servers are already not populated enough for the size of the Dark Zone now. That expansion, even though it's only 3 Dark Zones, because of how big they are, the 3 Dark Zones are the same size as the 6 Dark Zones we started with. They're just vertical as opposed to horizontal and whatever else. So I don't think we'll get an expansion in regards to the DZ size, but I think we're going to be getting some new PvP modes. So that's pretty awesome. But who knows, man? This is just speculation, but I do think 110% map expansion inbound. But yo, guys, let me know in the comments what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Have you worked something else out? Have you spotted something that I've missed? Did you get a chance to go in the missions and check out the coordinates and find any clues or anything like that? Drop it in the comments below. Hopefully in 48 hours we get some new information and I can follow this video up and I can give you guys more information, hopefully confirm some of my speculations. And yeah, as always guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new for more awesome content, and I'll see you guys in another video. And remember, when the salt starts flowing, just ask them, why so serious?